Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth Chako and you're watching Loputra YouTube channel. So, today we discuss about the topic Introduction on Law of Tort, how it is related to CLAT and LL.B. A tort is a civil wrong. This is basically a breach of duty imposed by law, which give rise to a civil right of action for a remedy not exclusive to any other area of law. It came to India through England. According to Winfield, tortious liability arises from the breach of duty primarily fixed by law. This duty is towards persons generally, and its breach is repressible by an action for an unliquidated damages. It is best to think of law of tort as the law of behavior that is legally wrong or tortious, giving rise to an entitlement to a remedy for the claimant. Various principles can be identified that help to establish when a tortious liability arises. It has to be noted, however, that there is no predominance of any one principle. The principles that can be turned to are compensation, fault, retributive justice means punishment, deterrence, economic efficiency, and loss distribution. Tort law also aims to protect individual interests from a harm that is actual or threatened. However, not all interests are protected, and some benefits from better protection than others. This is as a result of the importance of an interest reflected by the society through the years. The interests protected include personal harm, harm to property, harm to reputation, harm to financial interests, harm to the due process of law. The three major types of torts are intentional torts, negligence torts, and strict liability torts. Intentional tort, a tort committed by someone acting with general or specific intent. For example, a person may be liable if they kick someone in the leg during class causing a grievous injury. Negligence tort, a tort committed by failure to observe the standard and required by law under the circumstances. For example, a lifeguard may be found liable for negligence if they were on duty when a person drowned. Strict liability tort, a tort that does not depend on intention or proof of negligence, but is instead based on a duty to compensate the harms proximately caused by activity or behavior subject to the liability rule. For example, a dog owner would be liable for a dog bite in Canada due to strict liability. Product liability tort, a manufacturer's or seller's liability for an injury suffered by the buyer because of the product. For example, a manufacturer may be liable if a car brake is not working properly and causes an accident. There are essentials for law of tort. The essentials are, the first one is, there must be a wrongful act. Second one is, the wrongful act must result in legal damage to another person. And the last one is, it must give rise to a right. Two principles must be remembered in torts. They are damnum sine injuria and injuria sine damnum. Damnum sine injuria means damage without injury. In other words, causing of damage, however substantial to another person, is not actionable in law unless there is also a violation of legal rights. Therefore, there will be no compensation for the plaintiff unless there is also a violation of legal rights. Injuria sine damnum. Injuria sine damnum means injury without damage. It is an infringement of an absolute private right without any actual loss or damage. Therefore, plaintiff will be compensated if his legal rights are violated even though there is no actual loss or damage is suffered. In law of tort, the person who commits the act is called tortfeasor. Although crimes may be torts, the cause of legal action in civil torts is not necessarily the result of criminal action. The harm in civil tort may be due to negligence, which does not amount to criminal negligence. The victim of the harm can recover their loss as damages in a lawsuit. In order to prevail, the plaintiff in the lawsuit, commonly referred to as the injured party, must show that the actions or lack of action was the legally recognizable cause of the harm. Legal injuries are not limited to physical injuries and may include emotional, economic, or reputational injuries as well as violations of privacy, property, or constitutional rights. Torts comprise such varied topics as automobile accidents, false imprisonment, defamation, product liability, copyright infringement, and environmental pollution. So, in short, we can say that torts are wrongdoings that are done by one party against another. As a result of the wrongdoing, the injured person may take civil action against the other party. Tort law decides whether a person should be held legally responsible for injury against another and what type of compensation the injured party is entitled to. There are three general categories of torts. Regardless of the tort action, three elements must be present. Tortfeasor or defendant had a duty to act or behave in a certain way. Plaintiff must prove that the behavior demonstrated by the tortfeasor did not conform to the duty owed to the plaintiff. The plaintiff suffered an injury or loss as a result. Now, let's see how tort is related to CLAT. There is no bare act for the law of tort. It is a collection of uncodified legal rules and conducts framed by judicial precedents. Law of tort is a part of common law system which is not based on statutes. Although this concept has deep roots and various topics, the CLAT paper does not have questions from deeper concepts. Therefore, there is no need to read a full textbook. A little brushing up of concepts is enough. Means the origin of the word and its meaning. For example, the word tort, it is derived from the Old French word tort and Latin word tortum. Both of them roughly means twisted. Any violation under this particular branch of law shall be redressed in a civil suit filed for damages. This implies that the law of tort exists only to remedy the civil wrong after which the plaintiff is awarded unliquidated damages as compensation. General defenses, negligence, defamation, trespass, nuisance, vicarious liability, strict and absolute liability are the other relevant topics for CLAT under the law of torts. Finally, let's see how the tort and LL.B. related. Tort law governs how people may sue each other civilly in order to receive compensation for harms or injuries other people caused them. Tort law is important because it covers almost everything that isn't covered in criminal law. Tort law particularly covers civil cases that involve a civil wrong, and a tort case is to remedy that wrong in the form and damages, typically through monetary compensation and other punitive damages. So, while criminal law is focused on prosecuting and potentially placing people in jail or prison, tort law is focused on remedies and providing relief to those who have been harmed and imposing liabilities on those responsible. So guys, that was it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Bye.